Hello and welcome to the USS Guan Yu, a Star Trek RPG show here on the USS Guan Yu YouTube channel that apparently we get views on. That's a fun little look at the analytics today. I am your wonderful game master Tyler. Here with me is our entire crew. Uh, Last they left off, they were whipping my ass senseless. They, uh, whilst on the native planet, they were accosted by some Orion, now known to be Syndicate operators there on the planet. They were able to repel what I thought to be a like daring siege, but no. Turns out when you have a wall in between you and you're able to, defend a steady point, they were able to uh, they were able to assist the Anzai in repelling the Orion incursion, all the while capturing all 12 Orions, including Vizier, the chief Orion there in charge of the operations of what you discovered to be a Orion Syndicate listening post. Um, you collected a lot of data on some stolen Klingon artifacts. You did, and yeah, fully captured the Orions dead, and once again honed my little ass, and my tiny little ass afterwards was very sore from all the spanking. It's gonna be a 3-threat game.
In our defense,
Yeah,
it was a lot of luck in the rolls.
yeah, truly, y'all run like ghost. You got Yeah, you roll like
Also, we were
Ghostbusters.
given a very good defensive position too,
Yeah,
with the palisade and
Yeah,
stuff.
truly, you need about triple the enemy's forces to take a fort,
yeah,
and that's what we're trying to do.
I didn't have enough threat to spawn more. So because you guys were weirdly like kind of conservative with your threat and didn't give me a lot, and I was like, I could probably justify having double the amount of people that I have, but you know, don't want to have a TPK. My little ass got spanked.
We're
Anyways,
calling all of
like I
it in
said,
fine.
3-threat game here, and we're gonna start. I think. Trev, you're here, right?
He said he's listening.
You're
I'm
listening.
here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, there you are.
I'm here. I had to
Hey, baby
restart
girl.
I had to restart my browser, sorry, my router, my Wi-Fi and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's good that we can hear you. I'm gonna start in your quarters on the ship. Let's move
Woo!
here. Woodyard.
Fig-
Um, you guys are on your way to your next planet, which is another few days of Warp 7 away. Let's go ahead and get your token out there. Woodyard. Oh, tiny. Let's make you bigger.
Cute.
What would Ensign Woodyard be doing? You're not due to be on the bridge for another couple of hours. What are you doing to unwind? What are you doing to relax?
I am listening to uh something that resembles the girl from Ipanema, and I'm trying to learn how to bossa nova by myself. One,
You
two,
tried to.
cha cha cha, three, four, cha cha cha, one, two, and it's probably not going very well. I
I
mean, he's not
so
exactly a klutz, but
yeah. So, are you reading like a book, or is the
the computer's playing. Do,
Tall
do,
and
do, do,
tan
do,
and
do, do.
young and
Yeah,
lovely, the
and we can't
well,
sing it
Orion
anymore. Here we go.
exactly, something similar to some kind of bossa nova piece
Yeah.
that is very worldwide popular, and he's just shaking
The
his
girl
hips.
from
One,
Ipanema is definitely public domain.
yeah,
It isn't.
walk.
No, I don't think it is actually.
No, it's not. I mean, the composer's still alive, I
Give
think.
me, give me a. You know what? This is going to be a fun role to start off. Let me look at your sheet. I want you to give me a fit, fitness con roll for your dancing skills. I'm gonna say this is a new skill for you, very new. I'm gonna say fitness con difficulty of 3. However, the ship is assisting with uh with with
Yeah.
computers.
Yes, that's what I say.
With computers, I'll say con. Yeah,
Okay.
so con.
I mean, I can't really be bold by myself, so I'm. I mean, I
You can
Some
still-
would argue that is the easiest time to be
Yeah.
bold.
to be bold.
Yeah. Are you gonna
When
be
there's
ready?
no one around to witness your failure.
Yeah, I'm gonna give 1 threat so I can
Sounds
up
good.
my dice pool to 3. I mean, we all know how I roll anyway, so.
Yeah, fitness con. Here we go.
Okay.
Hey!
Wow. Let's see if the computer helps.
Yeah, computer's definitely gonna help. Ooh,
Here
it's a complication. Aw.
Wow. That's actually one of the higher rolls because we have a con score of like 4 on our ship.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, look, I mean, he's not Gene Kelly, but he is Fred Astaire.
Yeah. uh, yeah. I mean, you're like swaying your hips, and you're like you're getting into it. You're like, oh, you're shimmying, and you're sort of dancing around the furniture. The music is swelling around you, and you receive a. This is oops. Doo Ensign Woodyard, you are late for an appointment with the captain and first officer. The computer
So,
says this.
1, 2, check it. Jesus. Okay. Computer, stop music. No, wait. Computer, save program. Stop music.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And I go rushing over to my table and start getting my data pads together and go, oh gosh, where were those system analysis? Where is that? Oh, here, got it. Okay. And I run out the door as fast as I can.
All right. Oh, where are you going?
I'm going to the ready room.
All right. You sprint to the ready room. Let's bring you up here. Ooh, I love this tile. Let's once again drag.
Huh? And
Ah.
fair and young and lovely.
Yeah. Edwards, I'm assuming that you're sitting in your chair. Castro,
Yeah.
where are you?
I think I'm standing beside Edwards.
Ooh, full current.
So
Yeah.
both of our heads are at the same height.
Yes, but only because Edwards has a very long torso.
Oops.
Kestra, you're all ghostly. There we go.
Uh,
I was out of phase with reality for a second. I'm good.
You know what happens.
Woodyard, you sprint into the ready room. Door opens.
My apologies, Captain. I was running a program, and I was trying to wait for some analyses to come through on the computer, and I think I must have just got a little lost.
Woodyard is covered in sweat, and you forgot to take off your merengue shoes.
Computer, how far away is Ensign Woodyard's quarters?
Yeah, Ensign.
Just make it up. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7
Woodyard
decks
goes.
down, 14 sections across.
Woodyard goes.
If you're that sweaty from running that short a distance, you're going to get some remedial PT.
Oh, no, I'm
Now-
sorry. You know,
No,
it's-
Ensign.
Oh.
Not only did you show up late for this very important, predetermined appointment, you show up looking like that.
well,
Flashy merengue shoes.
Captain, I'm sorry. I was getting some.
I
physical
expect
exercise.
my officers, and more importantly, my senior officers, to be properly dressed on duty.
I think Kestra is very pointedly looking down at a data pad in her arms and not looking at Woodyard.
You try not to laugh.
Very hard.
Yeah, give me. I'm gonna have Hagen. Give me a composure roll. Go ahead and give me. This is pretty. He ran in. The merengue shoes are not quiet. They're loud.
Uh-huh.
There's like tap on the heel too. Like.
So he's
so. Yeah. Give me control command. Difficulty 2. I'll let your composure focus come in.
Okie dokie. Take a threat.
Oh, thank you.
It's business.
Oh.
I'm gonna re-roll that 20.
All right. One moment
Nice.
to generate. Yeah, you look down. You caught a glimpse. It was kind of like a flash out of the side of your eyes. You know. Just look down. Don't look at the shoes. Don't look
I
at the
mean-
shoes. They're so
Don't look at the
loud.
shoes.
I mean, they're white. They're bright white with very
They're
big gold
big
buckles.
Commander Hagen,
God. Yes, Captain?
crew deportment falls into your purview, does it not?
Hi, Captain.
Is there anything you can do to fix this?
Well, 2. But 1 I can take care of right now. And she reaches into her pocket and pulls out a small red velvet box. And she hands it to Woodyard and says, "You're wearing the wrong number of pips, Lieutenant."
Excuse me?
Edwards finally breaks. Giant shitty grin.
But I,
We
Dr.
do a little
Nova.
calling.
Oh my gosh! And I open it up, the box.
You see in the box a pip with the center cut out of it, so it's one of the empty circle pips.
Whoa! Oh my! I don't know what to
Congratulations,
say.
Lieutenant.
I promise I won't let you down. I
Are you-
promise.
Is he about to cry?
Yeah.
I
promise
think
I won't let
Kestra
you down.
reaches out and touches him on the shoulder and is just like, "It's okay. Get yourself together."
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I know you won't let us down. Which is why, and she takes out the data pad that she had been holding and hands it to him. Oh god, he's giant.
I just want to make sure that he sees that we have a token ready for him.
What's this?
Which is why, and the data pad is the assignments, rotations, and duty slots to fill for the Shackleton survey project. You are going to be the one in charge of the Shackleton survey project.
Oh my goodness. This is fantastic. Commander, Captain, thank you. Thank you so much. I promise this is going to be the best cataloging exercise you've ever seen in your life.
I believe
The
that.
survey
Lieutenant. Now,
is going to be fantastic.
Don't thank
I
us too
would
much.
I would recommend that before you attend to those duties, you change the shoes.
Oh my.
A
Yes.
cupcake
Oh.
spawn with
Does not
one,
look
one little candle.
does not look
Yeah.
at the replicator.
He is trying not to look down at his shoes, but he's like looking, like his head is not going down, but he's looking down his eyes, going, "Oh God, oh God, did I forget to take off my shoes?"
Yep.
He's like,
You're dismissed,
I-
Lieutenant.
"Hi,
Now,
Commander."
please.
And he does the whole put his foot behind him and then turn on his heels and then walk out, like very
As-
embarrassed.
As
Slowly,
soon as the door closes, she looks over at Edwards and just and covers her mouth.
Okay, I'll admit scheduling an appointment while he's off duty and then having the computer not tell him until he was 10 minutes late was a bit mean.
Captain, I was wondering why he was late.
Oh, that was great.
Oh.
It's
Yeah,
doing it again.
Woodyard goes into the turbo lift, and he just looks out that pip, puts it on his shoulder, and then he goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. He starts doing his little dance in the side of the turbo lift by himself, shaking his hips, doing his little steps.
In the replicator, you see a tray of lit cupcakes.
I'm going to pull them out. I'm going to blow out. Actually, no, I'm just going to do the little finger on the flame. I'm not going to spit all over them. We learned from COVID. And
Jeez.
I'll offer one to Kestra.
I take one and do a sniff. Does it smell like a cupcake? Because many times we have gotten things out of these replicators that looked like one thing and they were not that thing.
It smells. No, it doesn't smell like cake.
Captain, I would not eat this.
It smells like meat.
I believe it is a meat cupcake. Is the frosting real?
You get a closer look at the white frosting. It's a garlic aioli. You can smell it.
Is the meat cooked or is it just raw meat?
Are you opening up the cupcake?
I'll open up the wrapper. Yeah, I'll just
Yeah, you see that the wrapper is covering a perfectly cooked, mid-rare, steak fillet.
I think she does take a bite.
It's actually really, really good.
Yeah, as you were describing it, I was like, damn, that sounds good as hell.
Yeah, it's like perfectly moist, but still holds its shape. Now I want steak.
These are really good.
Well, I'll take a bite of it.
Yeah, a little under
I mean,
for your taste.
On one hand, I want the problem fixed. On the other hand, it's a surprise I can deal with.
We should get Kelly on the replicators. That definitely should be like...
You said the word.
I did say the word. I said the word.
You see nothing. Just the beef, the steak cupcakes just dematerialized in the replicator. You're all good.
That's impressive because I took the tray.
Yeah, you're now holding nothing.
It shouldn't do that.
So, seriously, we definitely should get Kelly on this one.
Edward to Saoirse.
Kelly here.
The
Saoirse?
replicator's doing impossible things again.
Don't say the word.
You see a terrarium with nothing in it.
You realize I've been over the replicators with a fine-tooth comb, and there's
Yes.
nothing wrong with them. Aside from the fact that there is obviously something very deeply disturbingly wrong with them, there's nothing wrong with them.
Then
what
about the
I would like a
computer?
list of every replicator that this is happening on and when it is happening.
Oh no.
I said the word.
You see a clay mold of a sad face emoji.
Hello.
I'm leaving. I have some Orions to talk to.
And the whole gamut of human experience. Hello? Tries to talk. And we're gonna end that scene there. Hang on, I gotta step away for a second. That was too funny.
Well, last time a face came out of that thing, it talked, so... I don't feel like I was the crazy one there.
Captain?
Go ahead.
Captain? I request to be present for the interrogation.
You and everyone else. Okay. Yes, I'll bring you and Rokel with me. Actually, Hagen wanted to be there too. Fuck, I'm just bring him here at this point.
Well, I have an idea about this, sir. Where should I meet you?
Well, he's currently being held in sick bay, or the brig, wherever the GM stuck the token. He's also AFK, so we're having this conversation with the GM.
In that case, I shall divert my attention to my dog.
Woodyard crying was great.
That was a hilarious scene.
He gets emotional. You know, it's probably the only good attention, positive attention he's received from a superior in a long time. So
Jesus Christ, I keep forgetting how sad Woodyard's life is.
Oh, am I Woodyard's new daddy?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
transfer.
Congratulations, you're a father figure.
No. I want to be the kids.
Unfortunately,
unrelated,
you-
Why not?
Woodyard and Rokel, you still need to do your rep rolls.
Oh yes.
Woodyard,
right.
you're rolling 4, and Rokel, you're rolling 2.
There's a good
You know-
girl.
I'll do that now then while Tyler's away.
Yeah.
Is it D20s?
Yeah, so your D20, and then it's 7 plus your rep is your target.
Okay, so 12. Then
There we go.
Dear,
And poor so Rokel.
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
That was a bad one.
oh, you're kidding.
Well, that's 4 successes.
Oh, I guess so. 2, 3.
Yeah, 4 successes with 2 critical fails.
Yeah.
That means 2 successes. Wait. No, crit fails are a thing.
Oh, that's right. I need to give Saoirse her new trait.
What trait are you giving her?
Encouraging.
Oh, cool.
So with these 2 successes,
You can get this decoration of gallantry, which is always very fucking useful.
I was gonna look at that pinned.
What just happened with my roll again?
You failed.
Yeah, you
You get
failed. Your
awesome.
target, I think, is 10.
I would
Yeah.
just like to
Yeah,
say, for
you
the
and I
record,
only got 2s because we didn't leave the ship.
I
That's
would
fine.
just like to say that when my dog is very comfortable and relaxed, she becomes a liquid. And this is like a 40, 50-pound dog, and it's really cute. Where she just like melts.
I have combat medic. I don't remember getting it, but I must have.
I remember you.
I remember
taking
you
that.
getting that.
You took it on your last arc.
You're
Wait.
right.
Or did you? There's diffuse the tension. There it is. You use Spotlight from the end of season 4 to Vanguard and back again. You change Doctor's orders to Combat Medic.
Yep.
Okay. Character
I am
something.
that
forever
way-
watching.
I
Yeah,
have a
definitely.
way to restore stress, which is, as far as I can tell, the only way to do that.
Yes. I
Okay,
heard the
I
hum of a GM.
let's head down. Edwards, you wanted to talk to some Orions, yeah?
So there's a number of things that should have happened. When we
Okay.
were collecting the Orions, we knew we weren't going to be able to house them all in the brig. We will had to convert Cargo Bay 2 to a temporary holding brig for relatively long-term holding, because we're not going to go home for at least 3 months. That's going to be a Rokel project. Second, under no circumstances did I want the boss of the Orions to encounter the other Orions. So if I needed to set up an interim sick bay to treat some of them, that's what I would have done, because I know we actually shot the one guy with an arrow. He can go to the brig when he's no longer required in sick bay, but I don't want the 2 sides to ever interact.
Okay. Sounds like a big thing, and it sounds like a it sounds like sounds multidisciplinary. So here's what's going to happen. To make sure all of this happens within what you want it to happen, I'm going to have Captain Edwards. I'm going to have you roll a control command.
Can I assist?
That's Edwards. Rokel,
Ye-
I'm going to have you roll a control security.
Okay.
I'm going to have somebody roll on Grix's sheet. Dr. Grix.
Dr. Grix. I thought you
I
meant
got
my
it.
diplomatic attaché. I'm like, what the fuck is Paul doing?
Grisk. Grix
Yeah.
and Grisk. And he's going to also roll. He's going to
Control
do,
medicine.
Yeah, he'll do control medicine.
Alright.
The three of you need to beat a combined difficulty of so this is it's holding some people in a place that's not meant to hold people for long
Well-
term.
Yeah, so he's building it. If anything, engineering would be helping him.
Yeah, I'll allow an assist from Kelly on Rokel's roll.
Will you allow Hagen to assist the captain's role?
I will. Yeah. Hagen, you're gonna also assist with control command. Kelly, you're gonna assist Rokel with either reason or control engineering.
Okay.
For Dr. Grix, could triage apply here?
Yeah, I'll say so.
Coolio. Coolio.
All right. So this is with all the assists that
My-
are on there. It's gonna.
Okay, so my first order of business, now we've got the assist and the who's rolling what. I'm going to use my commanding officer talent to give a point of determination to Grix's roll, as he's following my orders.
Okay.
The highest chance to fail is him, so he's guaranteed 2 at this point.
I mean, he's got a 10-4 for control medicine.
Yeah, but it's a group effort anyway.
Right.
So the 2 points are going to be somewhere, but he's the only one without an assist.
Say that this is going to be a base difficulty. This will be a group difficulty of 11. I am going to spend a decent amount of my threat to increase the comp to 5.
And I have a focus because I am assisting.
Yes.
I believe that Grix is going to give you 3 threat for 2 dice.
All right.
Woodyard, can you grab Grisk for us as the only person not enjoying the role?
Yeah, I got it.
I thought I was hitting Grix. Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
That's
okay.
fine.
Oh, whoever. I got it.
somebody Grix.
I got it.
This
Okay,
is
if you got
the
it, go for
first activation of Grix for this mission.
Yes.
Is there a focus you would like? Well, you already gave him triage. Triage was going to work, so.
Okay, I'm going to hit the roll dice button for 4 dice.
All right.
I forgot to hit determination, so that would be
If you're doing
6 successes.
okay,
Technically.
so I'm going to take my 2 threat that I'm owed
Mhm.
since those. So that's 7 successes just with 1 roll.
Yes.
All right.
Rokel and Kelly.
Alright.
Now your couple name is Rokelly.
Awesome. So
I have objections.
will Starfleet protocols as focus work?
I'll say yes for the
Okay.
purposes of this. Yeah.
Just to get my
And,
determination back.
How many successes do we have already on the board now? We have
7 of
4?
11.
7.
7. All right.
We're
11.
halfway there.
I'm just going to give you 1 die for 3.
Okay.
Or 1 threat for 3. Sorry.
Good.
And go ahead and roll.
Hey.
Didn't have to make any rerolls. I don't.
All right, and here is my assist. I don't think I have any applicable focuses here.
Yeah, probably not.
Okay, so
All right.
between Kestra and I, we need to get 1.
No, we're full up.
Oh, yeah, that's how math works.
So y'all can just roll your 2 dice, but if complications happen, they happen.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, in that case, I'm still going to buy with threat.
Okay.
Just so I can have the reroll.
Are we gonna get
Starfleet
momentum
protocol
based on
works
this?
for 1.
Most likely, yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to cite the focus of deception, and it makes sense for when you learn what my scheme is.
Yeah, I'll give that to you.
Actually, I actually explained my scheme in advance for once.
I was gonna say. So the comp range is 5, so that 17 is a comp.
Okay, and then I will re-roll the comp, and I will actually set the comp this time.
All right,
So that's 4 successes there.
16 out of 11. I think that's everybody. Yeah,
That's everyone.
Uh-huh.
you are capped at momentum. Sorry, I'm eating a cream pie.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah, pervert. Strawberry flavored. Anyway, so this takes. I mean, with your, I mean, you guys obviously succeeded. I think that was your only 1 comp that you rolled. You were able to
Yeah.
roll it. So, yeah, you are able to completely, I mean, pretty much do your plan. You're able to construct a temporary brig that looks as though it's always been there. That's how secure it is. This fully removes 1 full cargo bay from you. Out of the 2 that you have, cargo bay 1 is now capacity. Cargo bay 2 is there's spacing between the cells, and they are still able to talk to each other in that big room, but with your security staff that Rokel provides, they're able to keep discussion to a minimum or what would be reasonably allowed to be happening.
Mhm.
And the captain is moved to the normal brig, and under the watchful eye of Rokel is fully remanded in there. Any other brig, you don't have anybody else in your brig, but all of the other cells are locked down.
We should only
In
have
order,
1 cell on an Intrepid. The other brig sheet is for DS Fortitude.
right?
Hence, the fucking
Yeah,
cargo bay.
yeah. So you're able to lock him down in there. The wounds that were sustained by the raiding party on the planet are very well taken care of by Dr. Grix. Once those people are stable, they are moved into the Orion Bay, and yeah, that works out like a treat.
Okay. I need to have a meeting with Doctors Grix and Kestra before. Actually, no, I can do it after. No, actually, I want to do it before.
Okay, yeah. This can pretty much just be a continuation of your meeting with Hagen.
Yep.
Couple of minutes pass, and Dr. Grix, you hear, and Dr. Grix walks in at your, I'm sure, invitation. Says, Captain.
Doctor.
And she's back on my lap. Okay.
Doctor, please have a seat.
He sits.
Oh, sweetheart.
So, our friendly Orion there, Bazir, everything
Yes.
gone well with his treatment?
Yes, he rather silent when I was treating him.
Yeah, not surprising.
You know me, I like talking while I work.
Yeah. By all intents and purposes, if we hand him back over to the Orions, he's a dead man. He's probably just coming to terms with that.
Yes.
This is a big ask, but what would you have to do to have him die on the table in writing?
I would have to rewrite the Starfleet medical code.
Long story short, I want to offer him a clean slate. That if he remains a model prisoner for the rest of our trip out here in the Shackleton, we'll drop him off with the assumption that he, air quotes, died during the raid. It's his best chance at a future.
Dr. Grix looks over at you, Hagen.
Mm-hmm. Hagen doesn't look comfortable with this because she knows what the captain is asking.
Yeah. I don't know if I can provide that for you, Captain. It sounds like a neat solution to our problem. But unfortunately, neat solutions often get in the way of, unfortunately, regulations, and in this case, medical ethics.
This is something that we would need to, honestly, Captain, we would need to talk about with Starfleet Legal. We'd need to, if we were going to do this, it would have to be, they'd have to go through JAG.
Alright, so the best we can offer him is protection. Wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah. I mean,
Federation penal colonies is still a lot better than handing him back over to the Syndicate.
On that we can agree.
Sure. 3 square meals a day. Holodeck time. It'd be nice. Piracy doesn't really go down too well.
Based on the reports we were receiving, and actually your away team, Kestra, it's not so much piracy as a listening post that kind of went rogue.
I don't know about going rogue, actually. Correct me if I'm wrong. This was actually a Syndicate post. It was just they didn't have...
Post.
Right. They didn't have a supply line to rely on to get more stuff, so they started taking food from the surrounding villages.
That the evidence leads you to that assumption. Yeah.
Hey, you stop that.
Jack's talking to a cat.
Dog.
Dog. Oh.
You stop that. Sorry. Go ahead.
Someone put the sassy pants on the GM today.
I'm sorry. It's eating turkey all day.
Because
Makes me gassy.
while I'll have to speak to Jag for sure on this, we have taken him outside of our jurisdiction. Ultimately, we have no grounds to hold him, nor put him in a holding facility when we return to Federation space.
Other
Basically,
than
we're just
known
offering...
affiliation with the Orion Syndicate, which is in and of itself a crime, if I'm not mistaken.
Well,
I actually don't know, in out of character, if just being an affiliate like
But
within
if you
our
were part of
space,
like
sure.
the Orion free traders who are the Orion government, that's one thing. The Syndicate is a known terrorist and pirate group.
And you also know that Syndicate operations in the area have stolen KDF property. They've stolen.
Yeah,
They've
just
interfered with
making
our
sure I
supply
understand
lines.
the entire situation.
Yeah.
Right.
So I do have legal grounds to hold him.
Yes,
You
I
do.
don't want
Yeah.
to make sure. Okay, cool. My monitor shut off. Why? I've been talking that long. All right, cool. Well, in that case, we will make him as comfortable as we can for as long as we can.
I do apologize about the sliced tendon. And I look at Grix when I say that.
Yeah, that wasn't a fun. Oh, yeah. I mean, it was a simple surgery, but
Well, yes, but I imagine not a pleasant one. To be fair, he was about to open fire on a village full of innocent pre-industrial natives. If that makes it better.
you know, I've been around a couple of times, and these sort of situations happen, and they're put on my table, and I treat what's in front of me. So, do you need any advice towards what your quote unquote interrogation is going to be, Captain?
No, I got it from here. Basically wanted to see if I had a better carrot to offer him than Federation Penal Colony to keep all of his troops in line, but I'll work with what I have.
Well, Captain, of course, in terms of medical ethics, in this very narrow instance, the less I know, the less I have to plausible deniability. And he locks eyes with you, Edwards.
Okay. Yep, I lock eyes with him. Just study him for a half second.
Anyway,
Well,
I have
Doctor,
some
we'll try to get you
notes
off
to
the
do.
ship during our visits to some of these planets. You've been cooped up a little too long. Let me know if any of the planets are of interest to you. You can check with Woodyard for a list.
Nice.
If we can
still
get a day
keep
or
that
two of shore leave
menagerie?
out here.
The menagerie?
Do you still keep that menagerie back on oh, what is it? I think you have it on the woodland arm of Starbase 1? The one with the habitats, you know, like the
Yeah.
used to be seed colonies.
Yes, I have a little garden and some trees, and I tend to them. I often return there in the holodeck. Just it gives me a center.
Well, I'll see if I can find you a sample or two for your garden back on the Starbase.
That'd be great. Captain Commander, as always, and he walks out.
Well, this next part should be fun. Edward stands up and grabs a couple of pads.
Oh, I always hate doing this part. And she picks up her pads and follows.
Edwards to Saoirse and Rokel.
Saoirse here.
I guess I'll just talk to Raquel as I walk past his post.
Charles here.
Meet us in the brig.
Copy that. Already on my way.
Understood.
As I'm typing up, I do shoot him the what we've put together about the Klingon all of the Klingon stuff coming from one factory.
Right. All right. Well,
I
let's.
shoot
Yeah.
the captain that report.
Okay.
No.
Yes?
Yes, Jack.
No, none of you are allowed to gnaw on things that are not designated gnaw pawns.
You can't stop me.
Give me one moment.
Computer,
Here.
one raw bone, please.
Listen, if they made raw
Well,
bones
not
for
what I want.
humans, I would definitely get one. Like
Yeah, it
100%.
tastes to get fucked up.
Anybody have the spelling handy of the Orion captain?
I do. Bizeer.
Say it again.
Bizeer.
Sorry, say it again. You're saying a weird thing in the middle of the word that isn't a letter.
Yeah, that's not
I
a
will
letter.
only say Z at the end of singing the alphabet because it rhymes. Otherwise, it is Z.
Zid.
Well, you're
I've
a
never
Canadian.
heard you say that before.
I haven't
guess
had to
I've never
spell
had you-
anything with the letter
Yeah.
Z in it.
You mean the letter Z? Because
Nope.
Zed is the name of a zombie. Like,
And you know why, right?
because
Oh.
zombie starts with the letter Z.
Incorrect. 'Cause it starts with the letter Z, and they're only saying the first letter.
Look,
Also,
man.
there's only one person who actually outranks me here, and it's the GM, and I will take all my toys away.
Look.
Extra duties
We're
for you,
speaking
extra duties
English
for
here,
you.
not Canadian, okay?
We're
speaking
speaking the Queen's
American.
English. God rest her soul.
What about the king?
Fuck
Is
the
it
king.
not his English? Okay. And that's where the monarchy stands in the modern day, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
In
The Queen because she
church.
was ancient and chill. King Chuck can go suck it.
Adulterous whore. Anyways, let's keep going. New scene.
Or
Yeah. Hey. It's the truth.
Before we all go in, Kelly wants to talk with everyone.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'll
hey.
say that you guys are on the outside of the door here. You all convene. The ship, the mood on the ship, Captain, as you're walking through with Commander Hagen, people seem a little bit on edge. Engineering and the security officers kind of were stretched to rebuild a cargo bay.
Yeah.
And the idea that, and Hagen actually, as you're walking through, you're you're able to get more and more of an emotional read off the crew as you heal here.
Mhm.
Lot of sort of nerves that are a little taut from having all the Orions. The word of what happened down on the planet. The idea, ooh, Prime Directive are really skirting the edge of the Prime Directive here. The Guan Yu's better than that.
to be
You get
fair,
some.
we are.
Yeah, you get a little
I'm
bit of that as
sorry,
you're walking.
what?
We did not skirt the Prime Directive. We used proper Starfleet protocol when dealing with pre-industrial civilizations, and you have to go down to the planet.
Yeah.
Everything was done by the book.
Yeah, for once.
Surprisingly.
Yeah, like we've
I mean-
broken a lot of rules, including the Prime Directive, but this was not one of the times.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Basically, the rumor mill is happening as you guys walk. You all convene
Right.
in front of the brig. The brig does have two standard security crewmen that are there. They're each armed with a phaser type 2, and they nod as you all convene.
Thurka is wearing the eye patch. So, do you want to take the lead on this? Because I've got some ideas.
Well, speak up.
Well, let's hear them.
Well, I was thinking that myself and the captain go in with Commander Hagen just sort of hanging back. Me and the captain do a good cop, bad cop routine. When he calls us on it, we say we're not the bad cops and bring in Rokel. Rokel, how quickly can you get changed into your KDF uniform?
He's in it. now.
He already is in.
He's
his
in it,
current
yeah.
uniform.
He's not
Okay,
wearing
never
a
He
tunic.
never did went with you to the service.
All right.
Yeah, no, he wears his KDF.
Because, the idea of being repatriated to the Orions is one thing. The idea of being put in a Klingon prison for helping smuggle Klingon weapons to a pre-industrial society and then to the Orion Syndicate, that's something else.
So Rokel,
Gives him some...
Rurapinte
bigger
this time
stick.
of year?
Oh, I've heard it's a very lovely time of year for our friend here.
Yeah, so, we were basically giving him certain death, but handing him back to the Orions, which we may want to open with, because it's funny, all we really got to hold him are, because everything he did happened outside of Federation space, was being affiliated with the Orion Syndicate. How long can we hold him in prison with that before we are required, by law, to repatriate him to the Orion government?
Yeah, they'll trade him within a month for some favor.
Oh, I wouldn't give them 2 hours, honestly.
Crewmen are
So,
walking
that's,
by you in the hallway.
option 2,
Yeah, nice.
he gets handed over to the KDF for what they creatively call enhanced interrogation about all of his smuggling contacts. Or option 3, he plays nice with the Federation.
And goes to a Federation penal colony.
Or at the very least, he's guaranteed to probably not freeze to death.
Yeah, we can work with this. And if we get him on our side, he can keep his troops in line. Because the last thing I want is them attempting escape.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, if it were us, we'd already have control of the ship.
But to be fair, and I just indicate Saoirse.
Joe just kind of nods.
Right then. Shall we? She gestures for the captain and lieutenant commander to take a lead.
Saoirse walks in.
Raquel will just hang back as they do their plan.
Door. You indicate to the 2 crewmen that the door needs to be open for the captain and the lieutenant commander. They open the door manually with their security badges, and you walk right on in. You see. Sorry, I'm just trying to find a generic badge here quick. I literally just organized all this shit.
Hell, you got a couple of named security guards now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We have at least one
suppose.
named one. The chief is
Yeah,
one
chief.
named one.
Chief Petty Officer
No,
Ramirez.
Takara.
Yeah.
Yes, Chief.
But I want Ramirez.
Victor
Who's
Ramirez,
just like
who goes by
freaking
Vic.
huge.
We all
Look
should
at
be
him.
that
He's
size.
huge.
He
Oh,
took
I just
one
had a
of
growth
those-
spurt. Puberty.
He took one of those mushrooms from Mario.
Do I?
I love that Kester and Saoirse are still smaller.
Yeah,
They're
I'm
little.
doing that on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you 2 are standing. Are you guys gonna stand right at the? Right
We'll
at
walk
the.
up so we can have a chat with him.
Hagen, where are you standing?
Saoirse will
I think I'm
actually
gonna stand-
like.
I was going to stand right out of sight of the door and just kind of... Am I hearing thoughts again, or am I just getting emotional reads?
You can attempt to read his thoughts. His surface thoughts are, you're not getting any surface thoughts from him. But you are getting surface thoughts from people like Ramirez and Edwards and Kelly. Well, maybe not Kelly, but Edwards, yeah. If you were to attempt to read the mind, it would be a roll, basically.
Okay. I'll take that roll.
Okay. Yeah. Give me. I will
Insight.
tell you. Yeah. So
Medicine?
inside medicine, it's going to be a pretty high difficulty, not necessarily because of your injury.
Okay.
Give you that.
Okay, so I actually have to take my girl outside, but if I stand outside my bedroom window, I'll have a clear signal from my headset.
Okay.
Well, then do that.
Insight. Yeah, I'm gonna say insight medicine diff 5 comp 2.
Okay. Take 1 momentum and then the rest in threat for a full suite.
Okay. I'm gonna spend that back to you to increase the comp range to 3, 4, and 5.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna re-roll that 16
Go ahead.
and telepathic prowess for the focus.
Yeah, for sure. Good. 1 momentum generated. You it hurts. You immediately feel another migraine coming on, but you're able to sort of ride the waves, and you're able to link a connection with Vizier. Immediately you hit conditioning,
Right.
telepathic conditioning. You're having to, I mean, to give you a visual, you sort of hit you're sort of on a beachfront, and you see a very thick, the ocean behind you, and a very thick mess of like vines and really thick stubbed trees. You can't really even see through it, and you're just sort of wiggling your way through. Eventually, you get to a full read. Emotionally, Bazir is not having a good time.
Right.
Anxiety, fear, all behind a guise of scoundrel. I have this under control.
Right.
You haven't started the interrogation yet, but you could see. I mean, you're able to get his service thoughts at least, and he's sort of repeating a chant over and over again: for the syndicate, for the syndicate, for the syndicate. Don't give anything. Do your best, and yeah, that's what you get.
I think Hagen looks down at her pad, types out "he's a fanatic," and holds it up for the captain.
I just
And-
nod.
yeah. Captain, I thank you for joining me at the Ritz. He holds its hands up and indicates to this rather small, cramped cell that he's in.
Well, I did think about putting you in better quarters, but we're just kind of full up at the moment.
Yeah, I figured. It's kind of a small ship.
Well, bigger than the little skip you were storing in a cave, I think it was? What was it, Saoirse? Oh, yeah, a little
Yeah, it was a
Klingon.
cave.
Yeah, a little Klingon fighter.
Yep. It's what, a Toduge?
Yeah, that little Toduge could probably give this thing a run for its money, given the right pilot.
Yeah, well, thank you for that. It was an excellent gift. So, what were you doing down there, aside from terrorizing a pre-warp civilization?
Yeah, I kind of messed up, I think. I mean, you got dropped down there on this little listening post to sit there and listen, and your bosses didn't even give you a replicator?
Kind of messed up.
Little bit.
So what is this?
It's almost
Good
like they
cop,
wanted you
goofy
to
cop?
fail.
He looks between you two.
What'd you say, Jim?
He says, well, what is this? Good cop, goofy cop? You still have your eye patch on.
Well, you see, I thought it might be more comfortable for you this way. She takes it off.
Oh, a Borg! Wow. It's been a while since we've seen you guys.
I bet it has. Of course, it's been a lot longer since any of you have seen a Borg and lived.
What was the emotional reaction to that?
Yeah, he's he's an Orion full of bluster.
Mm-hmm.
The thing in front of it is just you're a duck and you're totally calm above the surface, and you're even making jokes. You're giving them shit. But on the underneath of the surface, there's going to be some other questions coming, and you have to be ready. Don't give anything up. You know what happens when you give something up.
So, I pull out the pad of the list of things that we know about. Let's see. Attacking Starfleet officers. Terrorizing a pre-warp civilization. Wasting my resources, frankly. But you know what? We are outside of Federation space, and I just can't deal with this right now, so we're just actually going to let you go and return you to the Syndicate. I don't want to deal with this.
Bluff check. Give me presence command. No, this is going to be presence con.
May I assist with that?
Yeah. How are you assisting?
All right, Saoirse, she's leaning one arm against the frame. She says, well, that is really the most efficient use for our time. We're really just out here trying to, charter new civilizations, explore the stars and whatnot. We can't be dealing with your petty ass right now. So just kicking you home is really the most efficient thing we can do.
Yeah, I'll take that as an assist. Yeah, presence con. For you as well. This is gonna be opposed.
I feel like you chose Con because I have 4s in all 3 of them, and that's the one I don't have bold for yet.
He said yet.
I couldn't possibly comment.
So, as mind games are an explicit part of it, espionage focus?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Deception focus?
Yeah.
Did I even have to ask? Okay. Cool. I am going to... Yeah, fuck it. I'm going to buy with 1 with momentum, 2 with threat. And I don't have a determination to spend. Because I spent it on Grix. It's not needed. I've got Saoirse.
Oh, now you've jinxed it.
Yeah, that's
Alright.
on me.
Well, 1 dice only, right?
1 dice only.
Ooh. I would
Crush
like
that.
to re-roll that shit, yeah.
Is there a way that you can re-roll that on an assist?
Yeah.
I don't know about on assist, actually. So yeah, I will
No.
quash it with momentum.
Okay. Alright. I'm gonna spend 3 threat to call on a value,
Oh dear.
and I'm going to spend
That hardly seems fair.
2 and then value, so task. Okay, value.
Oh
I'll
my
take 2
god.
threat. He rolls his eyes. Yeah, see, and the thing is about that, Starfleet doesn't leave anybody behind. You have a responsibility to take me to the higher authority.
You're,
That's what I love about the Syndicate. It's so decentralized. Yeah, sure, you found me. Sure, you found my compatriots, but it's always going to keep rolling.
Oh,
Yeah,
he
you
thinks
got
we're
us.
toothless. I think we should
Yeah.
introduce him to someone who has a lot of teeth.
You're right. We are going to hand you over to a higher authority, and I'm just going to indicate to Ramirez to get the door.
Raquel, the door opens.
Raquel walks right in.
That was a lot of
with-
very fancy equipment
with
you had,
very
Raquel should definitely be bigger.
Nope, yeah, I got it.
but couldn't help but notice that none of it was Orion, and you couldn't even be bothered to file the serial numbers off.
Hagen, as soon as he when Raquel walks in, number 1, just a Klingon walking into a room, fear is an emotion.
Right.
Number 2, he immediately goes from cool and confident, catching them on the bluff, to immediately slightly confused and indecisive.
I kind of nod to the captain, like you're on the right track.
Oh, well, this place didn't really have the best odor before, but now that you've walked in,
Raquel just
Yeah, I can
growled.
smell what you did in your pants from here.
takes no notice of you, and his eyes, Rokel, are locked right on yours.
He just looks straight at him.
Must be difficult being surrounded by all the people that you could probably fold in half. Does it make you angry?
Yeah.
I mean, wearing that Starfleet badge, it's practically the greatest dishonor that your ancestors could possibly imagine.
I don't actually know a lot about Klingons, do you?
Raquel is just like is he's just taking it so well. Honestly, he really wants to fold this dude in half.
Yeah.
But
Well,
he's just going to keep it to himself.
and do they give vermin like you a name? He looks at you. Hagen, you immediately read this as a
Mhm.
practiced xenophobia. Um,
Something designed to get a rise out of the other person, to get them angry.
for sure. Yeah.
I do think at this point, Kestra does, as Rokel and this dude are just having a stare down, Kestra will walk up beside Rokel and just look at this guy. And I think at this point, she's making sure to look him in the eye so that he can see that she already knows what he's thinking. She knows what he's going to say before he says it. She knows why he's saying it underneath that. And she just goes, "So your options are, I believe Rurapenthe is the name of the penal colony, or you work with us."
And you'll probably be missing a few limbs or at least fingers by the time you get to Rurapenthe, because they'll probably really want to know how you got your hands on all of that Klingon equipment.
Should I do a roll?
What kind of role would you like to do?
I kind of I'm trying to tell him that here his options are this. He either goes with the Klingons and they get what they want to know out of him, or he tells it freely to us and we send him somewhere where he'll get at least 8 hours of sunlight a day.
He looks at you dead in the eyes, actually, and he says, I mean, if the choices are between a Federation penal colony and a Rurapenthe, whatever that is, I'll take Rurapenthe. I have some friends in the Klingon Defense Force.
You really shouldn't have said that in front of this one.
Well, yeah, he should know. I happen to be a friend. We have a mutual friend, actually. He looks at you. Roko.
Yeah,
Raquel?
I know. I'm here. He just looks straight at him and just says, "You know, I'd much rather fold you in half right now.
Yeah.
And how about I do that right now, and then put you in a box and send you over to Rule Panther."
Chief
Captain,
Ramirez,
Commander?
give us the room.
The
I-
chief is Chief looks at you, Edwards, and says, and he turns around.
He was one of mine, wasn't he?
Hey, Captain, Commander, do you want to go get some coffee?
A little bit. It's a shame about all those power fluctuations that have been happening in the force field generators.
Yeah, of course. I've been meaning to get on that, but you know how it
Does
is.
Does Raquel get like a sense that he's able to now just kind of like beat the living crap out of this guy now?
Edwards, is that the signal that you're trying to do?
I am not giving him. Okay, Rokel should
So
know.
is this a
I
bluff,
am
is
not
my question.
greenlighting that. Yeah.
Well, so there are 3 different things happening right now. You guys are walking away, leaving a Klingon here.
We're not actually going to leave the room. We're
Oh,
leaving
so you're
his
bluffing.
field of view.
Yes.
You're bluffing.
But
I
as
see.
for Rokel, he has a focus in Starfleet protocol. Even if I say he has permission to beat the shit out of someone, he should know he doesn't have permission to beat the shit out of a detainee.
That is true. He does know that part.
Oh, they're walking away. Oh, am I meant to think that you're gonna lower the force field and let this piece of Klingon and he basically calls you a C word in Klingon.
I'd like to deactivate the force field.
I was reaching over to do it. Meet cute. We both hit the button.
You both hit you're okay. Just to let you know, as a GM, if you're intending on beating up on a detainee, all you are getting rep dings.
No, what we're trying to do is
no.
bluff him
We're
into
bluffing him, making him
into
think that we will.
actually surrendering.
Okay.
It's just a joke.
Because
It's just a joke, man. It's a joke.
It's just a joke.
we are, a long way from the Federation, and this dude already knows we're, at the very least, willing to beam down onto a pre-warp civilization. He knows we are more than capable of violence. That's why he kind of has a limp at the moment, even if it is getting better. And, Klingon. He has very good reason to think that we're not bluffing. And also, this is a very new ship assigned to the boonies in the middle of a war. There might be an assumption made about,
Why you're out here?
how good we are. Yeah. That this might be a stop trying to eat your bed.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We want to put out the stop trying to eat your bed vibe.
Gotcha. I'll say, if you're actually lowering the force field, I won't even require a roll.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
He backs away slightly and he says,
Raquel just smiles. Well, will you look at that?
you all have to know that if I say anything, that's my life.
Oh.
It's over.
Actually, we don't want to really know anything. We already know enough.
What we need is confirmation. We need to know names. If you are willing to provide those, I'm sure we can work out something so that the Syndicate doesn't know where you are.
Yeah. I'll say
See,
one can lead and one can assist on a persuasion roll.
I
I'll take
have
it. Oh.
I have both diplomacy as a focus and diffuse the tension, although I'm not sure that would apply here.
Yeah.
It would not. No.
I also have diplomacy, and I'm 14s across the board for anything he asks for.
Go right ahead then.
Yeah, go ahead and give me control con. So difficulty is going to be pretty high. Due to the 2 values that he has, you're directly trying to countermand. The complication range is also going to be pretty high. because get this wrong and he may resort to other measures. So I'm going to say this will be Control Con, Diff 6, Complication range of 3.
Okay, I can work with that.
If there was
Citing
ever a time to
focus.
use a milestone.
Yep. This is the time. I am citing my value of life is a game and we play for keeps.
Yeah.
Can he get an assist on this one?
I'm assisting.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Or Control
And-
Con.
Yeah, for Control Con, and I'm buying up to 4. So the first one was free, and then you get 5 threat. We're leaving the 2 momentum for quashes.
I have diplomacy as a focus.
Yeah. Gosh. All right. One
And-
momentum generated. Yeah. Yeah. You get that float.
All right. Provide.
If you'll allow me to use that bonus question, or does it have to be you that uses that bonus question?
No, if you're assisting, you should be able to ask the question, but let's get the information we're getting first before we start wasting things.
Right.
He looks down. We have a contact in the KDF that we get our supplies from. They provided us with a vessel. I don't know their name. It always comes in on an encoded frequency. We attempted to track it, but KDF security systems have gotten quite a bit better since my days. We got all of this equipment. Obviously, we didn't scratch off the serial numbers because we figured that people would just assume that it was stolen from a convoy. He sort of sits. You know, this wasn't. I didn't want to be here. I was pressed into service, as a matter of fact. They saw that I could hold a hydrospanner and had the ability to make all these numpties that were with me follow my orders, so they sent me all the way out here. Suppose doesn't really make that much of a difference anymore.
Okay. So with our free one, before we do that, Kestra, you picking up anything that's free based on your beautiful talents that we take advantage of way too often?
Yeah, am I? Does he actually know the name, or does he have a suspicion that he might know who it is?
He doesn't. Basically, all that he has is conjecture. He from the level of equipment that he got, he knows that it's somebody high up in the KDF. But the Klingon defense net, trying to penetrate that, especially the intelligence defense net. Klingons are good at war, but they're also good at hiding their secrets. He's being truthful in that he wasn't able to trace who it was coming from.
Right. I'm just more wondering, like, this guy seems like he was a pretty well experienced pirate by the time this was all happening. Even if he couldn't definitively find who it is, does he have a suspicion of who it might be?
Is it like military or is he a civilian? Klingon civilian? Because some Klingon, because there are Klingons who are civilians too. So
Yeah.
is it like a Klingon politician who has a high rank position within politics is able to get all those weapons and all that jazz, but he's not actually in the military, or
Yeah.
he is actually military.
Hagen, you get the vibe that most likely high up in the officer corps in the KDF.
Is he thinking general or lower?
Probably between the rank of commander and general.
I go say captain.
Yeah, commander is captain in Klingon.
Somewhere between a commander and a full general.
Yeah.
So
So somebody.
maybe like
So
a
it could be like
a brigadier, like a 1-star general brigadier.
From the vibe that you get from him, he doesn't know, but he knows that it has to be a military contact due to the really high quality that the supplies that he got was. I mean, on the planet, you guys were able to get a dozen transport inhibitors that are fresh off the line, fresh off the factory.
And that's a dozen that should be on the other side of the galaxy right now.
Yeah, so somebody high up enough to divert probably pretty necessary military supplies from one end of the galaxy to the other. From one end of the quadrant to the other. So
that's at least a 3-star general. That's a big fucking deal.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
very
not
big
good.
deal.
you can
Yeah.
you can take
That's gonna
whatever
be-
you'd like
Okay.
from the assumption
Well,
of that.
it could be
basically,
a
it's going to be like a brigadier or a major general, basically.
not necessarily.
I can't.
It could
confirm
be
or
a mid-tier officer, just in the right position.
Yep.
And
Especially
Maybe.
during war, lots of people do jobs well above
we
where
need
they
to
should
find
be.
out. We need to
Absolutely.
find out. This is all above the table talk at this point, but we do need to do a full deep dive into the Klingon supply chain and find out who exactly is overseeing this factory that these things are coming from.
Okay.
Yeah, that's actually a very, very good point.
All right. Do we have anything for that obtain information? Otherwise, I'm going to end this.
No, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Okay. Rokel, any pointed question you would like to ask on that obtain information? Actually, no, that one's specifically for me reading someone and Kestra because she's a telepath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, Edwards. I don't believe I even took the float from it. Edwards in terms of interrogation techniques and cold reading. Does he have any questions?
So. I'm fine with the information we have right now. We have 3 months to work with this guy.
Yeah.
I'm just going to walk forward. Kind of push Raquel out of the way, gently. We are going to be out here for a while. I'm the closest thing you have to a friend on this ship right now. Work with me, and I'm going to make it a very comfortable 3 months. Right now, none of your friends even know you survived the table. It was a pretty mean arrow you took. The last thing they saw was you being drug off into the woods by one of the random locals. I think one of them may have saw you got transported, but things happen. So, how comfortable would you like the next 3 months of your life to be? We'll worry about past that when we get closer to either Federation or Klingon space, depending on how the next 3 months goes.
I appear to be out of options, so I am at your disposal.
Okay. Well, when I send Chief Ramirez back in, make sure you give him a list of non-technical based entertainment you would like to have. Maybe we can set up an old TV on this side of the force field. I don't want you bored.
Kestra turns to Kelly and mouths, TV.
Kelly looks to Kestra and gives her a look like, yeah?
Raquel just walked out with them as well.
I turn the force field back on when I walk past the console.
Okay.
And I let Ramirez take his post.
Yeah, Ramirez comes out. I accidentally minimized the momentum and threat thing. How do I get that back?
F5.
Thank you.
Raquel goes over to
Refresh is the fastest way.
Ramirez. Out of character,
What the
did
giggle
Ramirez?
tits?
I'm sorry. What's up?
Wild statement. Anyway.
It sounds like
did-
one of my neighbors is trying to do
Mhm.
some drilling.
Nice. Sorry, go ahead, Raquel.
Did Ramirez give Raquel those serial numbers he got to?
Yeah, I'll say yeah.
Yeah,
Alright.
you
All-
got
all of
serial
the
numbers,
information
you have
for the
actual
planet.
equipment. Yeah.
Yeah, you
Like,
guys
the
get
post scene,
Raquel-
we scooped everyone
Ra-
up.
All right then. Raquel will just give him just a pat on the shoulder, as in well done. Thank you for giving me those codes, and walks away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll do some
Once-
investigations on the server codes.
Yeah. Once we're back in the hallway, I'm going to turn to my senior officers. Okay, as if we don't have enough on our plates. Saoirse, Rokel, go over the Klingon equipment with a fine-tooth comb. Start with the ship. Maybe they didn't wipe something.
Aye, aye.
Kestra,
Hi, sir.
get Woodyard on his new mapping project, and we need to start heading to the next possible site to house the Lormians.
Hi, sir. And I head off.
And then as they all leave, I'm just like, I'm never getting my replicator fixed.
There's
There's
not even
a replicator in this hallway.
Well,
See the door open.
one magically appears.
Did you order this ice cream sundae? He handed it to you.
Saoirse walks back, grabs it, walks away.
All right.
My bad. I
End
said
of the scene
the
there.
R word anywhere on my ship.
All right, I'm gonna refill my water bottle. I will be right there, right back.
So you're sniffing at Popper, huh? You're really that interesting?
If I ever die and get reincarnated, I want to be a medium-sized dog in a middle-class white family.
I mean, it's gold, really.
It's the best possible life. Medium size means that they don't torture you with all those little stupid outfits. You're just a regular dog. You get to go outside and play. You've got a yard. You got more than likely kids that love you. You get to live happy and get spoiled and get fat and old and then die of diabetes.
There you go. You don't have to do like fighting in arenas or anything like that.
Right, right. Middle class, white family, medium sized dog.
Awesome. I have to mute constantly because we're having our Thanksgiving quote unquote parade today, and it is absolutely nuts outside right now.
And I'm back.
Okay. All right. So as people were given some jobs, huh? So
I do
Ramirez, you're
that.
gonna stay there. I think we'll first go to the Shackleton mapping project with Commander Hagen and and Ensign Woodyard. Now, Lieutenant
Woo!
Woodyard. I'm
Woo!
gonna
Yeah.
Lieutenant JD, but yeah, change nickname. I'm changing your nickname. There it is.
Woo!
So excited. Let's head to the science lab. If I could please find it. There it is. That is not the. Oh, nope, wrong one. Waiting for everyone. You're gonna go to the sick bay first, and then you'll go to the science lab.
One of my coworkers
Right.
just sent me a picture of Jonathan
Ah.
Frakes. He's like, "Is
I
that
will be
Picard's
right
number 2?"
Okay. Reactivate this one. All right. People aren't moving over there. Oh, there we go. One at a time. Slowly
They're
but
coming.
surely.
Boop 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 boop. If we were smart, we would set up all these rooms as tiles, and you could just like shuffle them around.
Okay.
But we're not.
There's everybody there. Titan. Tiny Titan. Big Titan.
Hey, even got sound effects.
Woo!
Not just any Titan.
All right. And we need to change your.
How do I do that?
Nope.
I will do it for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a mess.
I got it.
Lieutenant. Oh,
I got
there
it.
we go.
Yeah, just exit that.
Update. There you are. That should be
I am here.
there. Awesome.
Woo!
So, Lieutenant Woodyard, you have been put in charge of the entire Shackleton mapping process, the Shackleton project. You sit down at your console and are immediately flooded with all of your entire science department has been just pretty much piling on all of the sensor readings that we've been taking while you're at mid to high warp, getting information about the anomaly, the gravimetric and electromagnetic distortions out here in the Shackleton, some that you're currently experiencing right now, and in the Shackleton at large. You're receiving all of these. It's a deluge of information that you're getting. You're filling up 2 full LCAR screens full of this just raw sensor data that is there's too much to be translated into actual readouts.
There should be his team of ensigns and crewmen in there with him.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say. The nearest opportunity. I'm gonna say, I definitely need a team to help. Okay.
All right. So you have
I'm
pretty much.
going to first try and summon all of the astrophysics, subspace war theory, subspace theory and warp theory specialists, as because I know that there's these anomalies in here that we have to map as well as just the stars and the planets as well. I guess actually, you know what? You know what his thinking is? He's gonna call everybody that he can call in because we're gonna have to do the stars and the anomalies and the gaseous planet or whatever, but we were going to have to monitor every single planet, every single moon, all of their suitabilities for habitation / or classifications between A's and G's and M's and L's, and he's gonna lay it all out right in there. It's probably gonna be the most boring meeting that they've ever attended, but it's gonna be very, very thorough.
They are. This is like a dense meeting. You see that they're sort of standing with their.
You brought Skittles.
Excuse me.
My eyeball.
You see that they're vigorously typing down all of their assignments. You give their assignments, and
Yes.
as you're giving that briefing, you see in walks
Oh,
Commander Higgins.
And when Hagen walks in, he says, "And now I would like to go over our benchmarks."
You spin around, put the console in benchmark mode. You see floating through a sky as an eagle. Like,
We
oh,
reinvented
volumetric
PowerPoint.
vol. Sorry, I'm making a gaming reference.
Got it. I meant. Sorry, I meant. What's the word? It's not benchmarks. Actually,
Milestones.
Is the word. Milestones. Thank you.
Yep.
Milestones is what I was looking for. And I look over at Hagen and I give a look, exaggerated wink. Wink. And then
Hagen's holding a pad, typing it, looks up, looks back down at the pad, and keeps typing.
The meeting goes over, and you see your science officers. You see Ensign Strasser says, "Sir, I'm going to be going, and this is the first time you've ever been called sir.
Oh.
Ever."
Like, I'm sorry. Could you say that again?
Yes, sir. I'm going to be heading over to the primary sensor grid. I need to align all of our sensors to track all of this information. We want to make sure that it's coming in at the best speed possible. Do you mind if I take Ensign Jibbs over there? Jibbs walks over, and the two of them...
Jibbs is a Tellarite.
Jibbs is a Tellarite. And you see that they leave.
I go, Ensign Jibbs, please. Like, I turn to the commander and go, "Commander, how can I help you?" As you can see, I was just having my briefing on the mapping project for the Shackleton Expanse.
I am
would you
here
like me to give you an
purely
update?
in an advisory capacity, Woodard. If you need anything, let me know. Otherwise, I will be an assistant. Where do you need me?
I go, are there still people milling about, or is it just us two there?
Yeah, you see this ensign is walking back and forth and doing some stereoscopy readings on the secondary deflector dish, and is walking back and forth and making sure that the readings are right. These three seem to be doing some sort of complex calculation in the hollow grid over here. They're all looking at each other, making sure, and pretty much calculating all the astrophysical nonsense that's coming in from the from the sensor grids.
Got it.
And with that, with your science team in motion, number one, I'm gonna give you, and you're gonna love me for this, but I'm gonna give you a command roll.
Oh, look at that!
Yeah, so I'm gonna have you give me a reason command roll. This is going to be difficulty of 2 to ensure that none of your underlings are going to get in the way of your important work.
And I will assist on this because that is specifically what I'm here to do.
Yeah, for sure. So this will be...
I do want to have a specific conversation after I make this roll, but yeah.
Yeah. Reason command, I'll say difficulty of 3 with the assist from Hagen.
Reason.
All right.
Command.
I'm going to spin the threat. Make no focus. There we go. I'm glad
beautiful.
I did that.
Wow, you guys got it.
Because that's how we do it, son.
There's a moment in which, Woodyard, you get some lines crossed. You're doing some shift rotations, and you realize that you double shifted everybody in consecutive days. And Hagen, you come behind him, and you're like, "What the?" And you come in and fix and make sure that there are no wires crossed.
But while I'm doing it, I'm specifically showing him how he did it and what he can do to fix it in the future, to prevent it.
Got it. Okay, after all that happens, I go, "Thank you, Commander. Would you mind a little sidebar over here in the corner here?" And I go to the furthest corner of the science lab where nobody's there. We're just the furthest away from the two different groups.
Yeah.
I walk over with him.
And I go, "I am terrified. Do you know all those guys were looking at me, expecting me to give them answers? And I don't know the
Estra
answers.
takes both hands, sets them on his shoulders, which are, I imagine, somewhere around his ears, and physically drops his shoulders and goes, Woodyard, relax. I would not have given you this responsibility if I did not believe you were capable of it. Now, you already know everything you need to do. I am here for anything that you find yourself struggling with. You have got this.
It's just that I'm so used to working by myself or with somebody who I really know. I don't know a
And
lot of these
that
people.
is not always going to be the case throughout your careers, Ensign. Or Lieutenant. I'm sorry.
Thank you. That means a lot.
And
Believe me, I am, quite honestly, I do believe I've broken the record for the youngest executive officer of all time. So I understand what you're going through. But you've got this.
all
I
right.
have like a mixer or something, like at my, or like some kind of like ice breaking thing,
She
or
takes both of his hands, brings them up to his face, and slaps his own cheeks with his hands twice. You got this?
Okay. Okay. I'm calm. I'm cool.
Tell
I'm
me.
collected.
You got this?
I've got this, Commander.
Good.
Thank you
Now go.
so much.
And on the word go, I'm going to ask for a roll on the Shackleton project. So,
All right.
it's with the two characters in the scene. This is so it's going to be reason, science. The base difficulty is currently 5. This is your first roll on the yeah.
Can I argue that as I am providing an administrative capacity assist, it can be reason command for me?
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
This is I mean, yeah. Woodyard, you are just simply doing calculations, making sure that everybody's with you. You have some people working in other rooms. You get on Zoom calls. You're like, here we go. We're all going to do this together. And yeah, it's going to be reason science. The base difficulty is going to be 5. You do have a floating resistance of 3 for the on the extended task.
And the Guan Yu's gonna assist?
The Guan Yu will be assisting with sensors science. However, due to the fact that this is an extended task, it does not reduce the difficulty. So
Got it.
it is so reason science. I know that Hagen is doing command. Diff 5. There is a floating resistance of 3. And I'm going to be mean. And I'm going to spend to make it comp 3. First command. This is happening. Diff 5, comp 3, resistance 3. And yeah, you want to succeed at this. And the ship will be assisting again with sensors. Science.
Rokel, can you grab the ship for me? I'm typing.
You definitely gotta focus.
Okay.
You
so
for sure have a
is
focus.
the additional die from the assistance from Hagen and the ship are included in my die, right? So I could only get one additional.
No.
That is the opposite. So you can still buy up to 5 dice.
Oh, okay.
You
Okay.
can
We're just
buy up-
providing 2 extra dice.
Sure. Okay. Just making sure. I wasn't quite sure on that. Okay. All right. Well, then I'm going to spend 3 threat to get 2 extra die.
Alright.
I'm sure I could have some kind of focus here, maybe.
Yeah, I'll give you astrophysics.
Maybe astrophysics.
Yep.
Okay. And yeah, and then I'm looking to making sure that any of my talents can come into
You get
account here.
1 free reroll with technical expertise.
Right.
For
And
I
then
don't know
one-
if
and one for-
meticulous apply here.
Yeah, no, meticulous is just engineering. That was just when I was thinking about going into operations, so I took that.
Testing a
Bold
theory.
science also always new. Yes. And
Testing a theory, this is going to cover like next session if he also wanted to be the primary roller.
Right.
He could add the D20
Right.
on there for sure. But
Right.
not on this
That's
one.
for sure. Okay. All right.
You have the option
okay.
of spending for a value if you'd like.
I would if I were you.
mean, I kind of would too. I'm going to just say, which one is the good value?
Never leave a puzzle.
Good enough is never good enough. Is like this is
I
my
would
first
take
roll,
that. The
I'm
second one
using
seems
it,
better.
Never leave a
never
puzzle
leave a puzzle
unsolved.
unsolved. Okay, all right. Well, we'll do that then.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
And
don't
I'm
challenge
not
that. That's not a good
not
idea.
challenging it. Not challenging it. Not challenging it.
So
I
if you
am
want to have
losing
4
it,
dice
right?
plus a determination dice, that's going to be 5 threat. Is that okay?
Yes.
All right.
How do I use the? Do I? No. How do I use the? Okay. Well, I'll
Yeah, you
figure
go
it out.
into click perform task and check
Would-
both the
Yep.
check boxes.
Could
Oh,
Prodigy
got it.
apply
Using
here?
a determination value. Yes. And then complication range is 3. You said
It's
correct?
3, yes. I would say make your argument for Prodigy in this case.
Okay. Hestra is currently doing something that she's never done before, which is play second fiddle, play a supporting role in the advancement of someone who is, I think, actually her age, and is a younger, lower rank than she is by a lot. And
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'll give you piercing for free. Yeah,
Okay.
so you
Yeah,
get
I wasn't
piercing.
there when you guys were talking about Prodigy. I just heard the tail end of that conversation, so I don't know exactly how it applies.
I
Yeah.
have
We'll
the
talk later.
trait Prodigy, so if I'm not if I'm doing something that someone my age and station really shouldn't or doesn't do, that's where it would apply.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so that gives you free piercing. So when you roll the task, then do both the check boxes, complication range of 3, and then select up to 4 dice. And
4
then-
dice, not 5.
yeah,
Okay. Got it.
4.
Okay. Rolling.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Reroll
I'm
that
going to
20.
re-roll that 20.
Sounds good.
Re-roll that 20. Oh, come on.
So
Almost I didn't put the proper complication range, but you know
yeah,
what I mean.
so that is still a comp, but that is
Watch it.
yeah.
Yeah, we can quash it. We can quash up to 2, correct? Because I have the difficulty is 5 and I got 7 successes.
Yeah.
Oh, and we still haven't done the assistance yet.
Yeah, so go ahead and before I quash anything, go ahead and roll. The ship needs a roll and Kestra needs
That's
a roll.
Kestra. And then the Guan Yu. Hold on 1 second. Just gotta pull her up here.
I thought Raquel had gone you. There it goes.
Nice. So that is a total of 9 successes. Difficulty was set at 5, so that is 4. That's up to 6, and then spend 2 to quash.
It's actually it's only 1 complication actually because I re-rolled the 20.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, nope. The 19 is still a comp.
Right. So the 19 took the place of the 20 is what I mean.
Right.
So it's
but
only
the
1
nine-
complication, correct?
Yeah, there's just that one. That 19 becomes a complication. The 20 is you don't have 2 complications. You re-rolled the 20 and got a 19, so that complication
Right.
still stands since it's within the complication range. Spend 2 momentum, and then that'll go away.
Oh, okay. So 2 to get rid of 1. Okay, got it.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, for 2.
Awesome. So now I need you to roll. What is your science score? Is it 4?
Science is 4.
Yep.
Yeah,
so
I
go
can't
ahead
have
and
a
roll
4.
6. Roll 6 challenge dice for me.
Hold on just a second. Sorry.
Beautiful. So there is 1 resistance there, so that is 5 minus 1 equals 4. You do have the option to re-roll the whiffs by spending 1 momentum.
Go right ahead.
Okay, so that still leaves me with 5 successes, right? That still leaves me with 1. Okay, yes.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna re-roll 2.
Yep, re-roll the 2 challenge dice that got 0s. Another 2.
Well,
all right.
There we go.
That
Alright.
is a breach.
It's a breakthrough.
Nice. Nice.
That's up to 6 on the work track. 1 breakthrough out of 5. Remember, difficulty goes down to 4. Resistance stays the same. So This is, I mean, you guys spend your day on this. This is your thing for the day. Woodyard, you are filtering through all of the weird interference that's out this far. You are beginning to, I mean, astrophysics is hard. You're working with your team around the holodeck, around the holoprojector, making sure that the calculations are exactly correct. Hagen, you're just kind of a floater. You're just walking around, making sure that everybody knows what they're doing, and if they don't, you go to Woodyard and say, "Hey, Woodyard, this guy doesn't have anything to do," and then immediately a task is assigned.
Mhm.
You spend a greasy 12 hours in the science lab. After the
I
day,
don't like that.
it's
Continue.
Hey,
I
there's
just
pizza
I didn't like that description, but go right ahead. Go right ahead.
I love what you don't like the greasy.
Ooh.
Greasy.
It's all, there's a lot of brain power going on, and some people walk in and they're like, "What's that smell?" And one of them is just like, "I think that's just exuding from our ears. There's so much stuff. Hurry up, carry the one." And they keep going. That is a success. You are one step closer to providing necessary adjustments for ships to enter the Shackleton. You've also with that breakthrough, I'll say, the three sectors that you identified, the 175, 132, 942, 518, and 548, 890, you no longer suffer any rolls for that in terms of interference by the general like Shackleton radiation. The you're able to fully bypass gravimetric distortions, electromagnetic interference, and your shields are no longer taking a beating as you're going out this far. Yeah, just a full out success on that.
At the end of it, Kestra sends off the last email, turns off the pad, claps Woodyard on the shoulder, and just goes, "Well done," and leaves.
Woo.
Um,
Who wants
if-
pizza?
yeah, if it was early 2000s, there would be Mountain Dew cans just truly everywhere. Nobody showered. It's like one of those old game nights where like truly so happy, but just so gross.
Yeah, land wires all over the place.
Yeah. If I see you, I'm gonna punch you in the face if you look at my screen again. That stuff like that. Yeah, that happens. I am gonna go ahead and move scenes here, and I believe we are going down to the cargo. We're going to the shuttle bay, rather.
Yep, shuttle bay.
Where Kelly has a new toy.
Indeed.
Dun,
It's a
dun, dun.
Klingon
I
fighter.
gotta change the name of
Kodoosh.
Sabertooth.
Yes. I believe it was Kelly and Rokel, right?
Correct.
Or
Yep.
just Kelly?
The Klingon and the engineer.
Nope, it's
Those two
me and
can't
her.
figure it out.
Sounds good. You walk into the shuttle bay. You see clearly depicted here on the screen is a very Klingon fighter.
Yeah. Looks
you
really
see it's
surfy though.
Ah,
for some
yeah.
How
reason.
have I been muted?
I've been muted for a really long time because I haven't heard
That's
you
fine.
say anything.
I didn't say anything until 10 seconds ago.
Oh, okay. How long have I been muted? I really am in a mocking mood today. Why?
It's just
so
that sort of
sassy.
day.
Who is that? Is that you, Jack?
What? Yeah?
Is that you?
One would hope. This
Maybe.
is dog, so
Oh.
otherwise it's getting real awkward and
It's
Yeah.
a face reveal. I've never seen your face, but
Yep,
that's awesome.
it's a face reveal.
I'm
Hi.
actually a little disappointed because I liked having our own Mr. Wilson. We only saw half of his face, and he instantly ruined it. If it was me, I'd be playing that up until this game collapsed.
Oh, that's awesome. Hi, Jack. And I know that that's not even your real name, so I'll stick with the face.
Yep. Yeah, she has now relocated for my bed, but for like that entire scene, she was on my lap, cuddling me, just like nuzzling into my face, nuzzling into my eye,
Awesome. Well,
just
that's
being
nice.
very affectionate and cute.
Very awesome. Okay. It's very special when online friends have a little bit more life added to them. Very special. Very special. Anyways, with the scene, Lieutenant Commander Kelly and so Grokel, you walk in. This Klingon fighter, it's a scale 2 fighter. It's about the size of a, um, yeah, again, a Federation runabout, maybe a little bit smaller. You notice that there are some engineers sort of making measurements of it, making and taking inventory of what the contents were. Um, you see, let me just pull out a generic token. Actually, no, Dune will be here. You see Lieutenant Dune look up and say, Kelly, I have some news.
Hit me with it.
Well, seems to be pretty, I mean, stripped down. They got rid of a lot of the internal bulkheads in some places, leaving just like the one little area between the inside of the ship and the outside of the ship. I'm assuming that's because it was the OG model of this is probably pretty cramped, so they wanted a little bit more space. Um, Found some Klingon disruptors. Holds up another disruptor. I found 6, 8, 10, 12 of these, sort of in a crate. He lifts the crate, puts it down. I took note of the serial number. Again, same factory. Um, you see he pulls out a pad and says, a couple more transporter inhibitors. It looks like they were potentially planning on spreading these out throughout that entire forest that y'all went through. Transport inhibitors, rations. This isn't fitted with a replicator, so I'm not sure. Were they just living on field rations? I don't know.
They were raiding the locals.
Right.
Maybe perhaps food they found on the surface.
Yeah, they could have hunted as well. That's a good point. Other than that, Warp Core, it hasn't been serviced properly in quite some time. A lot of the electricals are pretty banged up. Um, Seems to be this ship is older than a lot of the supplies, so I'm thinking that maybe that Bazir guy had this ship from previous occupations and just decided to use it for the op. Any questions? He looks up.
No. Have you been over the computer logs?
No, I figured I would wait for the computer expert to exit you.
Solid plan.
Sure.
All right.
I mean, I did take a very quizzical, a very
Cursory.
thank you, a very cursory look at the computer systems. Not a whole. I mean, there is some encryption, but encryption doesn't really exist when you walk into the room, sir. So
Appreciate you saying so.
yeah. Um, he points at the back. The thruster configuration is way outside of standard, but it does provide more speed at the cost of thruster and impulse stability. Fusion reactor is pretty drained. Yeah. All in all, I'd say it's a really well used, broken in Klingon fighter.
All right.
Uh,
Well,
mm,
bring me a console.
is there a hull number on the fighter?
There is. Let me get that. Sorry. Just one.
We gave Kelly a fighter plane.
Kelly already has enough in the holodeck to do anything with.
As you made very clear 2 episodes ago when you asked for a fighter, Kelly is to be down in engineering. At any point, we need to use it. Engineering
Oh,
will be
say
on
that-
fire.
I didn't say that she could fly it. modify it though.
We have enough side projects.
Truly.
I want
Not
the
very
replicator
daring.
fixed.
You see that it has an IKS designation on it. It's the IKS Grubon. Grubon. Rokel, you would know that as the name of a slug on the Klingon homeworld that's really poisonous, but moves pretty slowly.
Huh. Well, that's a really odd name.
It's really odd to give a ship name to a fighter.
Yes, it's a very slow slug on Kronos.
A slug they named a. I am
Yes,
insulted
it
on
seems like a
behalf
really
of this
slow-
fighter.
Honestly, I kind of agree with you on that front, but they must be running on names these days.
It's yours now. You can name it whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
What
well-
did you just say?
Lieutenant Dune hands you a data pad. Well, since you are chief engineer, I've been told that you need to sign it out when you use it. So here's the data pad. You see, it has Captain Edwards' name all over it. Like, make sure to log whenever Kelly goes in.
I'm feeling a little called out.
Hey, I don't know. Captain Edwards
There's a
just
line. There's a line
noted
on the
it.
pad that says, "I'm sure you're feeling called out, and I don't care." Edwards.
Yeah, once you
Can
sign off, Lieutenant Dune heads out.
Can Raquel look up on onto his pad, just kind of like look into uh the where this fighter came from? Was this kind of like a decommissioned old little thing, junk thing that was just kind of like a whale or something?
Yeah, so yeah, go ahead and give me I'll say reason, because it's to do with ships, reason con.
Oh.
I will allow your you might not have a focus for this, but I will allow your KDF trait come in as a focus.
Okay. Reason con. Awesome. That's all right.
And difficulty 2, I'll
Difficulty
say.
2. All right. We'll go ahead and oh my gosh, this is a terrible roll for me. Okay.
That's a 9.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and give you one threat for 3 dice, difficulty 2, right?
Yep.
All right. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and roll. Awesome.
I'll allow you to succeed a cost if you'd like.
Sure.
Yeah, you know that this ship is well over 75 years old. I mean, these things, they haven't really changed the class up much. The thruster configuration looks like that because the thrusters obviously have been fully changed out for new ones. You're having a tough time tracing the origin of this particular spacecraft, but you know that spacecraft like this are often end up in salvage yards, and the KDF would happily trades goods for old, broken down ships to the Orion free traders. Often use ships like this just to have a ship that they can have. Civilians sometimes just want to get a ship and know that they can get it cheap from a salvage yard and fix it up themselves. You're having a tough time pointing down the exact point of origin of this ship. Okay.
So what you're saying is I can hot rod this.
Do with the Klingon ship what you will.
I love
has
that silence.
It has a lot of empty space that you could add, I don't know, a lot of engine to.
You can
for
turn it
instance.
into a garden.
Turn it into a garden?
Decommission
Well,
it, take the engines out, turn it into a garden.
Yeah,
business
you could
before
do that.
pleasure. We need to
Yeah.
find out if there are any useful logs left in the computer system.
Okay. Uh, can I use my KDF credentials to kind of like get access to the to the
Boot menu?
ship's computers?
Yeah. As soon as you try to use KDF credentials for this, they're not accepted. It doesn't
Well,
even look like a KDF interface. It looks more like an Orion interface. Once you get in,
Hmm.
the ship is. I mean, yeah. There's a lot of wide open space. The warp core and all that good stuff. Are sort of in the bulkhead above you. You climb a ladder and you crawl through a crawl space to get to the essentials of the engine, or you just go from the outside. Um, it smells like bad Klingon wine in here. Um, you see just kind of just trash just littered around. Um, the front console has just like 2 pilot chairs in it. Um, yeah, seems kind of like an old beater.
I don't
well,
understand how someone can keep the cockpit of a ship this messy.
She
blame the
says
Orions.
as she
Blame
pulls
the
a
Orions on
bag
this
of
one.
gummy bears from off screen.
Exactly. She tidies up after herself.
She keeps it in an extra-dimensional space.
I too agree. You can't fight in this kind of environment. Jeez.
When you take this thing into an atmosphere, you start pulling negative G's, all of this trash is going to float up and then fall back down on top of you.
Well, I don't know about that, but because you do have gravitational plating.
Does this thing have
Yeah, if
gravitational
you're a wuss.
They took out a lot of the shit that was inside this. Does it have gravitational plating?
I'm pretty sure it would.
I'm hearing a mysterious voice from outside the
Mhm.
scene. What's going on? That's weird. Weird stuff's happening.
Yeah. Pigeons.
Kestra's telepathy is working great today.
Yeah. All right,
So,
Kelly.
if I may have a moment with that computer console, Raquel.
Go ahead.
Right, let's see how well I remember my Orion security protocols. I'm gonna try to crack this thing like an egg.
Just full open, captain's access and admin.
Yeah,
into
full
the
admin
system.
access to all of the things.
Gotcha. That you sit down at the console. You brush some of the dust off of it. There's some weird stuck on gunk, like somebody was chewing gum and put it on the console. You sit down in the captain's chair. Uh, Once you scrape away all the dust and the stuff that's covering the interface, you see that it's actually a pretty advanced Orion Syndicate. It's Orion first level, but you're able to go through the facade, and you see Syndicate computer protocols pop up, and a pretty nasty firewall pops up in for you. You actually have to stop yourself from physically accessing the computer because um, you see that there is a failsafe active. Um, any input in this in this mode of the computer uh, has the tendency to start shredding any and all encrypted files. At best case scenario, worst case scenario, could start a destruct sequence. You've seen that before.
Well, Syndicate paranoid to the end.
All right.
Love how nonchalant she is. Warp core breach in 30 seconds. Yeah, I've got 20 seconds to spare.
got this. All right.
Is this thing deactivated? Like all the weapon systems are deactivated, right?
Yeah.
So
It's in landed protocol. You turn on the power internal, like the lights and stuff, and
right.
diverted power to the computer system and the consoles in order for you to. So the ship is lit up. The engines aren't online. Warp core has no reason to be online. Basically, the entire thing is being powered by the fusion generator.
Okay, so basically, the ship could possibly blow up. This little fighter could possibly blow up if we
Yeah.
enter the password wrong too many times.
You never know.
Basically.
Kelly,
Awesome.
what specifically? I know that you're trying to open up admin access, but what specifically are you looking for?
What do you mean?
I didn't expect a question back. Here, we'll get you admin access, and then I'll ask that question. Jeez. Yeah, and
Jack just hit you with an Uno reverse.
Shit. All right.
Yes, and
I thought it was a rather simple question, but okay. Give me a control engineering roll. One question: are you doing this physically, or are you using your DNI? Oh,
Until
your
I
rank,
know
rather.
what I'm dealing with, I'm going to do this physically, just in case there's a nasty piece of software on there that I don't want inside my head.
I did not.
How
Great.
sensible. Yeah.
I know it's weird coming from
I'm going
Saoirse.
to impart caution
I did not
onto
do that. I'm sorry,
every
what's up?
last one of my officers. If it's the last thing I do,
Ran out of steam at the end there.
You
Control engineering difficulty. I'll say control engineering. This is an Orion system. It's a syndicate system, and they're very paranoid. So it's going to be diff 6. Again, these are supposed to be hard rolls, and I don't want to give one person like over a diff 6 roll. So here's your diff 6. I'm going to spend to increase the complication as much as I possibly can. 5. Complications are bad.
All right, comp
Okay.
range 5, you said?
Yeah.
Can I assist in this role? Like assist him with the hacking into this thing?
Yeah. If you wanted to assist, I would allow the same role. I would say control engineering.
So can I argue reason engineering? Because computers are very, it's if then else.
Yeah, for sure. But you're doing this very, very carefully in order to not trip up the failsafes.
Yeah, exactly. I have to know what I need to be doing.
Can I argue security instead? Because I'm kind of like trying to not have this thing blow up, and trying to avoid the security protocols.
Yeah,
of the
I'll give you
Orions.
control security for that. Yeah, for sure.
All right.
And yeah, sure, I'll give you reason.
Huzzah! We've got this very real possibility of dice that succeed still giving me complications.
Yep.
I kind of really enjoy that. That's cool.
Starship Tactical Systems or Criminal Investigations as a focus?
I'll say tax systems for you.
All right.
Okay. So I am dealing with potentially lethal computer systems here.
Uh-huh.
And there's a very real possibility that the failsafes could have failsafes that have failsafes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to do some of this on the fly potentially. So I'm going to cite my value of improvise, adapt, overcome.
All right.
And then I will buy a singular dice with 3 threat, which will max me out because computer expertise is already giving me a bonus dice and I'm using my determination. All right.
Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah, the roll's basically semantics at this point. But Rokel, go ahead and give me your control security.
But
Just the one
it
die.
does feel good.
It does. I'm sure it does.
Complication range was 6?
5.
5. Okay. And let's go ahead and roll.
There's like, oh, all right.
Austin.
Kelly, you rolled control security instead of control engineer, instead of reason engineering like you wanted to. So that 4 is a crit as well, right?
Yes. Yes, it
Alright.
is.
So that's 2, 3, 5, 6, 8.
That's
Alright.
10 successes.
10 successes. My ass getting spanked once again.
Oh, sorry. Am
Full.
I not supposed to assign tasks to Saoirse?
Yeah, we had a discussion about this. So
You keep.
what? What am I supposed to do? Not let him roll?
You keep throwing Saoirse and Hagen shaped problems at me, and I'm gonna keep throwing my Saoirse and Hagen shaped hammers at them.
They're not shaped like a character. They're shaped like normal engineering stuff that you have to do. Really difficult engineering stuff that you have to do. In the case of Kelly, it's a
To be
Diff
fair,
6 Comp 5 roll.
and I am hyper specialized in it.
Yeah.
I'm not asking her to go have a diplomatic dinner.
Oh,
That's
God.
next session.
Oh, no.
Kelly, there's no one else
She's
available.
busy that
Everybody
day.
else has brain slugs. All right.
Then
Yeah,
I'll have the chicken.
you assisted by Raquel clearing the security protocols from away from you. The what's funny is that you see the last failsafe is a fake destruct sequence. So you pretty much look over at Raquel and be like, "Don't panic," and destruct sequence initiated in 4, 3, 2, and then the computers all just shut down and restart up, and you have full admin access.
All right. First things first, let's check your navigation logs.
God damn it! All right. Okay.
I'm sorry?
No, it's fine. I love your brain the way that it works because that's the thing that I was hoping you wouldn't ask, but yeah. So you see the navigation log. Oh, over what span of distance of time are you looking? Like within the year, within the past couple of months? What are you doing?
Let's check back 6 months.
Yeah, so within the past 6 months, the this ship was docked at one point or another on a Klingon station. That is a Klingon station. I have a name of it somewhere. Yeah. It's basically KDF Station Ecos. KDF Station Ecos. You see that the log starts there, and the ship is docked there for approximately 2 weeks. After the 2 weeks are up, you see the long maybe month-long journey that this tiny little ship takes from where you are, from where Ekos is, to Narendra Station. It docks at Narendra Station for a week, and then takes the 2-month journey that it takes to get up to sector 175132. And you see that the ship lands, and uh, yeah, it lands there and it stays until the present day.
Rokel, Ekos, does that mean anything to you?
Lacoste.
Ekos, the station. And I'll answer that for you, Rokel. It
Sure.
does mean something to you. That's the station that's a transit station that you were stationed at previously before getting transferred to the Guan.
It is. It's a transit station. I was actually once posted on.
Interesting.
Typically,
This
you
fighter,
use
this fighter came from there to our friendly local starbase, and it changed hands there. Klingons flew it in, Orions flew it out.
Well, at least we know where it might be coming from. And can we figure out of character? Can we figure out like is it possible for us to figure out who were the Klingons who flew this in? Like what kind of credential codes they used?
I can check the
Or
access logs.
yeah, we can do that.
I will treat that. I'm going to treat this whole thing as an obtain information. You currently, that's sort of the information that you get at first glance. You went right for the navigation logs first. Um, I will answer the access log question for a momentum.
Have it.
Uh,
Munch, munch, munch.
Sure.
Uh, you, Rokel, recognize the crew manifest. You see the names on that. You served with several of them aboard your most recent posting under Commander Check. You see names that are very
Okay.
familiar to you.
And none of the okay. This is concerning. These people right here are people I once served with on the. Alright, out of character, what is the name of that Klingon bird of prey he was on again?
That's a really, really
The
good question. I don't have that in front of me.
what was the name of that thing again? I know we have that. It was said some time ago.
Norg, the IKS Norg.
Yeah, the ship
Nord.
that you guys flew on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, we
Norg.
stole it. While it was being fixed, we stole it.
Yeah.
That's why you were standing there.
We got permission from the ranking officer on board the ship to take it.
True.
Yeah, Rokel. And he
He
wasn't on the
definitely
ship. He
wasn't.
was in the docking ring.
Yeah.
He was like,
He
"We're
was just-
taking the ship," and he was like, "All right."
Well, to be fair,
Oh,
they had actual
fair.
evidence that Jem'Hadar were there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
it was
that
the
was
Norg,
kind of
NORGH.
all right. Yeah.
Yeah. You see in particular, you served as I'm gonna just say the first officer on board the Nord. Or I think we might have established that you were the security officer, but I'll say that you were multidisciplinary. You
Okay.
know, you see that there's some weapons techs that went along, 3 of them. You see a Klingon pilot, your old helms person, and you know, just two other KDF people that you don't recognize, but see from their designations that they worked in the security service.
All right. Well, the Helms person right here, he was on the Norg with me, and that was the only person who was on the Norg, Or...
Three other people. So there was a team of 6.
Okay,
4 of
okay.
them you recognize as being aboard your crew on the Norg.
Okay. So these 4 people right here, I recognize. I recognize from my time on the IKS Norg. This person right here is the helmsman. The other 2, however, I do not recognize, but they do look like they are from the security services.
Yeah.
Huh.
The plot thickens.
Indeed.
How well do you know these people?
Out of character.
Yeah. So you know the helmsperson. You're actually probably pretty good friends with helmsperson Kavarn.
All right.
Here, I'll give you these names. Grathok and Shaka.
Shaka when the walls fell. Sorry.
I believe
Embodied
it's pronounced
arms
Shahaka.
Shaka. All right.
You recognize these 3 names from... Oh, and Torak.
All right.
But you were pretty close to Kavarn. You guys shared drinks together many times.
Kavarn,
Maybe some pilot.
Kavarn was a good man. I know him as well, but out of character,
You're
could have
cutting out, buddy.
possibly been. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Hmm. Uh, testing 1, 2, 3.
Yep. You're
Yeah,
good.
you're good.
All right. Is it possible that Kavarn could have been coerced? Is Kavarn the kind of guy who could be coerced easily?
I'll say,
Or
as a matter of fact, Kavarn is a very, very typical KDF soldier. Follows orders to the letter. Not really. He's very honorable. Not really prone to coercion.
okay. And the ranking of who is the most senior ranking person of these 6?
Kavarn. Kavarn. You and Kavarn. He would be whatever the intermediary rank between Ich and Sog. So between an ensign and a lieutenant, he'd be like a Lieutenant JG.
All right. Sog is a lieutenant commander, actually, but all right.
Yep.
All right, then. All right, Kavarn would be the highest ranking member here of these 6.
So if
So
any
it
of
is
them
the
knew what was going on, it would probably be him.
yes. Something I regret seeing his name on here, but is what it is.
Oh, don't be too quick to judge.
Do we know exactly? Well, I guess we can't really figure out what kind of access codes they use, or they just use their own.
Yep,
Right?
they use their own KDF access codes. Just their normal
Alright.
KDF credentials.
All right, they didn't use like some random dude's thing.
Now, it is worth
does not-
noting that if I was going to steal a ship, I wouldn't do it with my own set of keys.
No, I wouldn't either.
Deus would like to have a word with you.
Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
Do we know how long ago was this?
They left around 6 months ago.
6 months.
Before
Started.
before Raquel came on board this ship?
Very, very
Or-
far before. Yeah.
Like
You would have still been
I was a
serving.
commander. Like
Okay.
because
So this
remember there
was
was some
a
time space fuckery. So like in our how we view the universe, it's only been about 3 months with Hagen on board, but in reality it's been 6 months. And I was a commander when she came on board. So
all right.
this pretty much happened
You-
at the beginning of the campaign.
As a matter of
Okay.
fact, y'all went to Narendra Station, like stopped there. This was the Orion ship that was there.
Oh.
Way, way
Oh.
back then. First session, there was some flavor text in the mission. It said that
Oh.
there was an Orion ship docked.
Come
In
on,
that
I
case,
was
I
not keeping
probably
logs back
wasn't
then. It's 4 sentences long.
I wasn't even.
Yeah, yeah, you were. You were Nishizumi.
Okay, then I need to.
Okay then. So does
No,
hold on a minute.
Nishizumi
Does
didn't
Raquel-
join season 1.
Oh.
So she joined season 1. She was
Yeah.
just joined slightly later.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
before,
she joined
before Hagen,
just a
before
little
Woodyard,
bit.
but
it was
Jack
just a thing to call out. I didn't mean to
Anyway.
interrupt the scene with it.
Okay, yeah. So my character, so I myself have no idea then, because this is before I came into the game. Okay then. Can Raquel figure out if, because he would have been on the station then at the time when this fighter came through, correct?
So, okay, I'm gonna take you to the map here quick.
I'm the map, 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 I'm the map.
So, the source of the ship is right around here, where it came from. That's where
Okay.
Station Ekos is.
Okay.
Took about a month to get to Narendra. Okay, with some like a month at like split between staying at the two stations, and then it took until about 2 months previously, 2 months before you guys got to the planet and then the ship landed at that point. I hope that answers your question.
Okay then. All right then. So, do I know then if this fighter was a part of the station's own complement of fighters, or was
The
this actually
Ekos you're talking about.
at the outpost I was at?
I will give that information for momentum.
Okay.
Yeah, it is from the fighter complement of KDF Station Ekos.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is possible then that these guys probably didn't actually steal it, rather they were flying it into the station, and the Klingon and the Orions just hacked it, hijacked it, and flew away.
That is certainly
also
one version of
possible.
events. Absolutely.
That is a possibility, but don't you
Yeah.
think that when it came time for the Klingons to leave, they would have said, "Hey, dude, where's my ship?"
That's also another possibility too.
Anything else you're looking for through those logs?
I want to check the ship's transponder codes.
Okay. The ship's transponder codes, I'll just give you this. When the ship is fully operational, the transponder code has the ability to be masked so that the ship can be as an unknown signature rather
Okay.
than a Klingon or a Orion signature.
But when it's just in its normal operation, what does the ship identify as?
The ship identifies as a KDF fighter.
That's interesting. That's really interesting. So they have the ability to, mask the transponder code. Of course,
change it.
it's
Yeah.
and change it. But they never changed its baseline, which I guess actually makes sense because they wouldn't want to broadcast the fact that they're an Orion ship. Okay,
The wheels are turning.
indeed. Okay, so we know where it's been.
Yeah.
We know whose access codes were used to fly it there. Whether or not those were actually the people involved is another question.
I will tell you for sure that you're able to, if they were masked, you'd be able to see through it.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm not saying like the codes are fake. I'm saying someone inputted another officer's code.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is a possibility that Saoirse would not ignore.
Right.
Because I mean, Saoirse's worked SIGINT. The best way to crack into a computer system is to look for a post-it note somewhere nearby that has someone's password written on it.
Why do I feel personally attacked?
Yeah. You're in the
Wait,
military.
should my passwords not be Guan Yu heart 4269?
Oh, wow.
No, that's fine. Just don't put it on a fucking post-it note.
Whenever people are typing their password, I'm standing nearby. I just recite their password to them. It's always the same password as I heart Kyle 69420. And they're like, that's not my password. It's like, it should be.
Mhm.
From my
all of the forces just got hacked.
gear and stuff.
Oh, snap.
Anything else about the ship, guys?
Okay,
Was it carrying any cargo?
Yes. At its outset, I'll give this to you for free. At its outset, it was carrying a lot of weapons, transport inhibitors, um, ration supplies, that sort of thing.
so let's cross-reference that manifest with what we recovered from the outpost.
Yeah.
The totals all add up.
Okay.
So this came from the outpost. All the weapons came from the outpost then, right?
Came from KDF Station Echoes. Yes.
Okay. So at least we
So
know where it's kind of coming from, more or less. Well, a point.
so we've got 6 persons of interest. And Raquel, I need you to not take personal offense what I'm about to say. I need you to step back and look at this objectively from an investigator standpoint.
Yes.
4 of these officers have someone in common.
You talking about me?
No, your old captain.
Hmm.
And a captain in the KDF is in a position to maybe tell a fighter to load these cargo, fly here, and then we'll pick you up. These are orders from KDF High Command. How dare you question my honor?
No, I'm not questioning it at all. In
No,
fact, actually, it's now starting to see another possible suspect as well.
Mm-hmm. So at the time this was happening, that was what, near the end of the Klingon Cardassian War? Am I getting my timeline right there, GM?
Right at the yep, I think so.
Right at the start of the Cardassian War.
Yeah,
With the
right
Klingon
before.
War.
Yeah, right before Klingon and Federation went to war for a bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So, without knowing another war's on the horizon, maybe someone started looking to get Latinum instead of honor.
It is possible.
And anything else? This will be your last opportunity.
Rokel?
Yep. Yes.
Okay, what about crew manifests for its flight from Narendra Station to the outpost?
Oh, what kind of? Oh, that's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
You see that the ship at that point, you see 4 people put in their credentials, and it was helmsperson Kavarn, Grathok, Shaka, and Torak.
Okay, so those were definitely
The four.
not used by their normal people. As I am talking about, like, from Narendra to where we captured it. That distance. Yeah.
Yeah.
It should have been Orions listed.
Yeah. Yep.
Hmm.
Unless a KDF ship went and picked them
But
up later.
still, it is rather. Yes, it is rather curious how the names are popping up on here.
Mm-hmm. So, best case scenario, the Orion Syndicate has access to KDF officer codes. That's the best possibility here.
Which is still concerning, by the way.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, these officers were complicit, flew the fighter there, and then the Orions killed them.
Raquel, you've seen Kavarn since the time that this is occurring.
Okay.
Kavarn was your helmsperson.
Yeah.
Like a couple of months ago.
Was
when
Yeah.
was he on the station with me?
there was a point in time in which he's since now gone with Commander Check back using the Torg. But
Right.
yeah, Kavarn, as a matter of fact, Grathok, Shaka, and Torak all were on the station with you and then left with Commander Check.
Were they on the station when the fighter came through?
So we're talking about a couple of different stations.
Oh,
So
okay.
they
Okay,
were
they were on the station when the fighter left.
they were not on DS Fortitude when it says that they were in Narendra.
Okay.
Okay. I got Narendra and Fortitude confused.
Yeah. So Narendra is the stop in
Mm.
between the Klingon space and where they took it to the Ensign planet.
Yeah, the last time the Guan Yu was at Narendra was literally like day 1. We stopped by, restocked, and carried on.
Yeah. Okay, so the Orions definitely had access to at least 4 KDF officer codes.
Yes. And I can tell you right now, Kavarn, Shaka, and Grathok, and Torak, they were all with me when this thing was over in Narendra.
Well, no. Let me be
No, they weren't?
more clear. So sorry, time is messing me up too. So you were still stationed on board. You were probably around Station Echos, And Kavarn, Grathak, Shaka, and Torak, they were given an assignment while you were there, and then you didn't see them, but then you saw them again when they were stationed on board the Torg. And then the Torg came to DS-42. Does that make sense?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So what me saying that before was confirmation they didn't like get killed. So
Right. Okay.
you know that they are as of when you saw them alive.
All right. Okay. So,
Hopefully that
well,
clears it.
all right. Well, I can tell you right now, those 4 people are not dead. Those 4 men are not dead.
So that just leaves our 2 mystery guests.
Well, the other 2, I can probably search up those 2's names in the Klingon
Yeah.
database.
So the other 2
somewhere.
the 2 names that you don't recognize are Veklar and Zarak.
Wait a minute,
Veklar.
Theklar?
Veklar, yeah.
Theklar. Okay. Right. His name is Alias McNot My Name.
Huh?
His name is John Doe.
There are actually people named John Doe. This is Alias McNot My Name.
All right.
Kind of
All
like
right.
Hercules of
moving on.
Andros.
All right. So these people are Theklar and Zerok, or Zelar.
Those were the 2. I will note that those 2 Klingons did not appear on the list. The Veklar and Zarak were not on the sorry, Kyle's messaging me. Veklar and Zarak were not on the list coming from Narendra to the Anzai planet.
They were not on the list when this thing was
That's correct.
overused, right?
Yep.
Okay. So they must have been on the O-list station or Quest station. Quest
So
station.
they on the on the transport log, it shows that Veklar and Zarak went from Ekos to Narendra, and then nothing after that.
Okay.
Okay, so I know Theklar. I know who that is. Does the other name ring any bells? Rokel, in terms of mythology, Klingon history? I don't know, whoever's using a command code naming themselves Theklar has a bit of an ego problem.
I will just correct you I will just correct your apparent knowledge. These are all AI generated. So
Hilarious. Okay, so yeah, Theklar is the name of the Klingon devil.
Vec.
Yeah.
V-E-K.
Veklar.
Vec.
V-E-K.
Oh, Victor, not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Victor Echo
He's in-
Kilo apostrophe Lima
No, it's Molar.
Alpha Romeo.
Molar is the devil. Molar is the
Molor
devil.
is
Molor,
like
Molor.
kind of a Satan figure. Theklir is more of like Lucifer. He's the actual like demon kind of half.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Molor was like the first dishonorable Klingon.
Yeah.
All right. Anything
Moving
else
on.
that you want to know about
Okay.
about these people?
I think that's
Alright,
about all we're gonna get until we have
someone
access to Klingon databases.
Someone needs to write these names down because I'm not gonna
Already done.
remember
They're in the
these.
log, bolded, good to go.
Thank you.
As you are all poring over the Klingon information in the ship and going through science data and making sure that the Orions are all good to go, that's where we're going to end. Thank you so much for everybody who is watching. Apparently, we have viewers. My name is Tyler. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day.
Hello, viewers.
Either that or Woodyard's got 97 accounts.
Yeah, that must be like that.
Yeah.
So I hope you have a nice rest of your day and see you in the stars.
So were you surprised by your promotion, Woodyard?
I was absolutely shocked. That's so great. It's fun.
You
I was
can
gonna
thank
ask
the
if
captain for that.
I know. I saw the notes afterwards. I should have asked for that earlier. I was like, maybe I should do that. But no, I was like, somebody's got to be the ensign, right? So
We will have no Kims on this ship.